Alright, Dancing Movie Reviews 22 is back. This is another anime review. This one is called, I want to say World Berserk. There's Berserk Gluttony, but Berserk of Gluttony, something like that. But this is with kids, and that was pretty good for that. That was their first season. But then I found another one. This one is grown men, and it was they're all white, and it was a white guy. He was like the head of a band of bandits or mercenaries, something like that. And first I thought he was a girl because his hair was curly. He was so pretty. And then to find out he was a boy. So I was like, okay. So, because he's telling people that I want you in my band and I can't live without you. So I said, what in the world is happening here? So come to find out, he was the leader of the band. His name was Griffin. And then the guy that he was telling the guy that I want you. And he was like, no, I don't want to be in your band or something like that. So he was like, well, let's do a duel, and if I beat you, then you have to come into my band. So he beat him. He was in the band, so he made Guts his second in hand. So to speed the story up, because first I didn't know, like I watched the whole season, and it's a lot of season of the Demon. Oh, look, I'm gonna say Demon Slayer. It's a lot of seasons of the Berserk Golden Age. So I watched the first one. That's the one I'm talking about now. And then I said, well, let me Google it and see if it's any more. So then the second one, because as a matter of fact, no, when I Googled it, I was reading it. I was like, oh man, it's like this Berserk thing been going on since 1997. I'm like, damn, how the hell I missed that? But I wasn't into anime then. I was into cartoons. So I Googled it and I'm reading part two, right? And part three of the Golden Age for Berserk. And they were saying that the pretty boy turned into a demon. So I'm like, what the hell? Because he always had this little blood sac around his neck or something like that. So I don't know if it was like handed down through generations or something like that. I don't know. But anyway, he liked the princess. He had sex. I'm speeding the story up. He had sex with the princess, and her father caught him. Her father locked him up in a dungeon. They split his tendons, his wrists, his tendons, so he couldn't run away. They peeled the skin off of him. Like this dude, when they found him with Guts and his band of mercenaries found him, this dude was like a size zero. Because I don't know if you can go lower than a size zero, but and they cut his tongue out. And they put this type of helmet. Remember the man in Iron Mask? They did that to him. So that John was crazy. So they came back, rescued him, and everybody was like, oh my god, like he looked so bad. And I was like, oh my god, he looked so bad, because the only way that you know it was him, because his hair was still blonde. Surprised they ain't rip his hair out of the roots. So he oh, this thing is so disturbing, but it was still, it was still so good. I think it was as bad as Attack on Titan, but just differently. So anyway, they rescued Griffith, that was his name, and while they was torturing him and stuff. But anyway, um, while they was still talking, I don't know how he dragged himself, because like I said, he couldn't walk. He dragged himself to the front and got on the got in the front of the wagon, and him and the horses went off. So now everybody's chasing him, right? First Guts and the girl's chasing him. So he just riding on the horse, and then the horse stumbles over a big ass rock. So the horse throws him. Everybody knows when you get thrown from a horse, you always go forward. So the horse throws him into the water. So of course, when he came to, his arm was broken. I said, "Oh my god!" And he wasn't even in pain. I guess it didn't hurt, because after being tortured for a year, you kind of like get numb to that stuff. I guess I don't know. I ain't never been tortured. Well, at least not that type of not that type of torture. So so he was there, and he while they were trying to catch up to him, because it was like I said, like 300, I'm gonna say by then, because a year later, so I'm gonna say like 350. So by the time they catch up to him, he had already activated the necklace thing around his neck, and it brought all of them. By the time they caught up to him, it brought all of them and sucked everybody into the demon world. So, and this was the whole part I was trying to watch, because I was trying to figure out like how did he go from this person, this pretty boy, to a demon. So he they was telling him it was like five demons up on this big old mound thing, and it was like all these little demons. I guess the pawns, or the whatever they call people who are on the first tier or first level or whatever. So um they were, that was crazy. Just playing it over in my head is just crazy. So anyway, I definitely got to do that. So anyway, there is one more, but I'm not. I don't know, because I'm not gonna get up to show y'all the picture. But anyway, so they're at the demon realm, right? And the five demons are up top. Four demons. I'm sorry, four demons. So it's like 2 and 2. So obviously it was a slot left for him. So come to find out, he was the demon king, but he had to accept the power. So his people, the ones who saved him now, just saved him, literally saved him like 30 minutes ago. And they were like, well, what's going on? What's up with all the demons? Blah blah blah. Now the demons was not attacking because they looked like goblins, but they were demons. They just didn't transform yet. So the four demons up top, they asked him, "Are you willing to be a demon?" Blah blah blah. Are you willing to be the king? And he shook his head because he ain't got no tongue. So then they said, well, what are you willing to sacrifice? You would have to. So he said sacrifice. I don't know how he said. I don't know how he said sacrifice, and he ain't had no tongue. So with that being said, soon as he said that, they he went inside. They pulled him inside like a big old flower thing. It looked like, one of those man eating flowers. I wouldn't call it flower, but man eating something. And he was like, I'm gonna say like a cocoon, but it was like inside the flower, and you couldn't see him or nothing like that. But you could see on the inside that he was, transforming and all this stuff. So soon as he said, I sacrifice, or sacrifice, I think he said, I sacrifice, the goblins that was surrounding his group turn into demons, and they start chasing them, eating them, and like, and it's not like they ate them. They would just bite them, bite their arm. So the only one that was left was the girl and Guts, the second, the second in command. So now Guts is trying to find the girl because everybody got separated, and one of the dudes was trying to save the girl. So he was telling the girl, go ahead and run, because the girl, she was in shock. She was just like she was just like standing there, and people was trying to save her because she was third in command. And but anyway, long story short, the demon Griffin came out of the pod thing, or whatever you want to call it. This dude is fully healed. He still got the mask on though. I don't know why he decided to keep the mask on, but now it has merged into like a type of spawn type face. So he's walking, his arms, everything is working. He don't look like he, anorexic no more, or skinny no more, or whatever word that y'all decide to come up with. And so now he didn't caught Griffith. Well, not him. He had the demon, that worked under him. They caught Griffith, and they while he was talking to him like, why are you doing this? Why did you kill everybody? Blah blah blah. He brings out the girl, the third in command. So he, in front of him, because he knew that they were, a couple. So when he got done doing that, the demon, he just threw her body away. Now she wasn't dead, but the fact that she was so traumatized, like once they got back to their realm, she had the mind of I'm gonna say a 5-year-old, and she didn't recognize him at all. She was scared of him. To be frank, she was scared of him, and like I wouldn't blame her because after that type of experience, I don't know if I would have been. I consider myself a strong person, I guess, more or less, but I don't know if I would have been able to survive that type of attack because the whole thing lasted like I'm gonna say like 15 minutes. But he did change like two positions, and I was like, really? And the whole time he was doing it, he was staring right at Gus, like, yeah, yeah, like, you know. I was like, this dude is crazy. So obviously, this whole time that he was pretending that he built this empire of mercenaries, this whole time he was just pretending because this was the end result. So I was like, this is like real crazy. So it went off after that, and I said, I don't know if I want to watch the other two. I don't, and I'm sure enough not gonna go all the way back to 1997. I'm not gonna do that. So the one that I was watching, they came out like 2011, 2012. Oh, excuse me. I just woke up before I started this video. In 2013 or 14, something like that. So the last one I'm talking about is Dark Snyder. Dark Snyder is an anime called Bastard, right? And Dark Snyder is, I probably would help if I show you on a picture, but like I said, my back hurt. So I don't know what happened. And then anyway, so Dark Snyder was a wizard. So no one could kill him, no one could beat him, and he's immortal. So one person did beat him. I don't know if you would call him the king. We just gonna call him the king because I really don't know his status either. Because I came into this, but the show is called Bastard. Love it, love it, love it. All these ones I've been talking about, love them. So Bastard has Dark Snyder. The dude, the king, has a daughter. He's telling her that when we beat the wizard Dark Snyder, that I sealed his soul inside your I guess that's his cousin, or no, I think that's her little friend or something like that. And she was like maybe 8 when this happened, and so her dad was telling her that you have to stay a virgin the rest of your life because yeah, I said virgin. You have to stay a virgin the rest of your life because in order to activate him, you have to give Lucian a kiss, and when you kiss him, he turns into a full-grown man, and he's the wizard again. So when she was like, I don't know, like 13, 14, the city was under attack again. So they had like maybe 10 years of peace or 5 years, and um, so when she kissed him, he came out and he was like, oh, he was acting like nothing happened. And then she was telling him, like, this is what you have to do. He was like, I'm not going to do anything. I'm just going to go away. So she convinced him to stay. He fought for them, but he liked her, Yoko. He liked her because he said, you're the one that always took care of me. So he was like, I'm going to take you as my girl or concubine, and I'm going to kill everybody else. And she was like, no, you. And then she slapped him. Like she slapped this wizard that cannot be killed. She slapped him. And then she was howling at him. And guess what? He didn't turn into the, like physically turn into the 5-year-old boy, but um, like he didn't change his form. He still was the man, Dark Snyder. But he got down on his knees and he was like crying and stuff because he know Yoko is older than him. Once he turned back into the little boy, because I think the little boy was I think he's going to be older this season, but I think he was like 7 or 8. So every time that something was wrong in her kingdom, she had to kiss him, and then Dark Snyder would come. So he also was like the girl from the baby sister from Demon Slayer that all his limbs were cut off, head, everything, and then she put his soul back inside Lucian, and she couldn't like activate his soul for like I think it was a year or 2 years. But once he came out, he was fully healed and stuff. But oh man, let me tell y'all how pathetic my life is. That when I watch these animes and these characters and stuff, and this dude has everybody. This dude is a 100% 100% a pervert. He just go around touching women. He done had sex with all the women. And even the bad woman, he had sex with them. Now they friends. Now they work for him. Like, what kind of agreement is that? But Yoko, that's the main one. He's like, I love her and I'm gonna marry her. But the other girls are jealous because he don't love them. He just used their bodies and stuff. But it's just funny. Y'all gotta watch this. This this bastard show is hilarious. So I can't wait for two, season two or season three to come out. Because I think I came in. I can't even remember. I ain't even gonna lie. I don't know if that was season one or season two that I watched. Either way, y'all need to watch it because it was fantastic. And the stuff that he be saying, he always saying, you're here to fight the most gorgeous man in the world. And I was like, this dude. But everybody is in love with him. All the girls. Yoko loves him, but she's in denial. And they came close like twice. From what I remember, they came close to having sex, but she pushed him off of her. But of course, he still was like he'll start that whining like Lucius, and then Lucius, the last episode, Lucius and him worked together, you know, because Yoko was in she was always in danger, but she was in I think dude was trying to kill her, the bad guy. So oh my god. Oh, so sorry. So I'm gonna end this video. Y'all just make sure y'all watch those two videos. And sayonara. Don't forget to subscribe,